right, here we go with Italy, round 5 in Enderman's G40. Here we go with the players, and so we're doing pretty good with victory points. Italy can round out its last one just by dropping any sort of surface ship in the med, and Germany's going to pick up 2 more here and on the next turn probably. So yeah, we'll be looking pretty good. Just need to get No Limit to pull his weight over there with Japan. Just kidding. Doing a nice little Japan first strategy. So UK just went and they consolidated everything into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, and so I'm gonna have to hit it. But before that, let's go ahead and look at our purchases. So we have got a total of 28 IPCs to spend. And so we've got an airbase for 15, plus a tank and a mech for another 10, and an infantry for 3. That is a total of 28 IPCs all spent. So the first combat movement, we're going to go here to Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. We're taking everything from Egypt. So we've got 2 tanks and a mech, plus we've got a strategic bomber moving 1, so he'll have 5 movements left. We have 3 fighters, if I can dig them out of the pile there underneath all of that Luftwaffe. So they'll have 4 movements left. We've got 3 artillery, and we've got 1 infantry. But if we were to just move that, we would not have enough. So to get what I need, we're going to take this little transport up here in CZO 95 with this infantry and artillery, and 1, 2, 3... through the Suez Canal, and drop those in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan as well. So now we've got our advantage here with 13 units going up against 12. Now my odds tell me I'm at a 55% chance of success. I will consider success just getting rid of all of the units, not necessarily taking the territory. But all right, the next battle, we're going to take this mech here from Iraq, and we're going to walk into Persia, and we're going to take that over from the UK, and also up here in southern Russia. We're going to take these 2 tanks, and we're going to blitz 1, 2 into Rostov, and then we're going to take this tank and 2 mechs and this artillery from Bessarabia into Ukraine. And we'll also take this tank in Bessarabia and 1, 2 blitz over to Rostov as well. So we've got 3 tanks in Rostov, a tank, 2 mechs, and an artillery in Ukraine. Instantly capturing those. All right, so just this one battle here. So let me get the units moved over to the battle board and we'll queue it up. All right, here we go in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, and we've got our total of 2 infantry, a mech, and 4 artillery, plus, so that's 7 at 2, there's 4 and 7, plus 2 tanks and 3 planes for 5 at 3, and the bomber at 4. I don't care how many hits I get, as long as I get more hits than UK. Not so great. So let's see, we got 2 at 2 that hit, plus 2 at 3 that hit, and the 1 at 4 that hit. So there's 5 hits on behalf of, stick them right there, the Italians. All the rest misses. All right, so the UK get to shoot back with their 4 at 2 for the 2 artillery and 2 infantry, 6 tanks at 3, and 2 fighters at 4. Whew, I like it. I like it a lot. Looks like 3 of their tanks hit, which is statistical for them. But, oh, their fighters missed, and all of their 2s missed. I will take it. All right, so we're going to knock out 2 infantry and an artillery for the Italians, and we'll take off the 2 artillery, 2 infantry, and 1 tank for the British. All right, so they lose their 4s, they lose a 3, and that's what they'll have remaining for the next round. And I lose 1, 2, and 3 of my 2s. All right, so we got 4 at 2 still. 2, 4, plus 5 at 3, 2, 4, 5, and 1 at 4. Oh, that one's not as good. That one's, oh my gosh, no hits. Not a single, darn it. That's not gonna bode very well. All right, finishing off with the counter strike, we've got 2, 4, 5 tanks and 2 fighters. Well, they didn't do any better. Dang. So only 1 hit for them. So I was gonna stop with rolling such terrible, but I guess I'll keep pressing after I take the 1 infantry off. All right, so 1, 2 is gone from mine. So I'm left with 2 and 3 at 2, and then 2, 4, 5 at 3, and 1 at 4. Oh, still terrible. Well, I guess 3 hits, better than last time. So 3 hits, put those over there, and the British respond. They still have their 2, 4, 5 tanks and 2 fighters. And they get 3 hits as well. Those 3 tanks miss and that fighter misses. So let's see, we'll take off all my 2s, and they'll take off 3 of their tanks. And what the heck, why not? So we'll take those 3 off for them. So they've still got 2 tanks and 2 fighters. And we'll take off, let's see, all the rest of the 2s for me. All right, so definitely got the upper hand now. So if I can just execute. And that is sort of how you execute. 3 more hits. And the 2 3s and 2 4s. 1 hit. Wow, this is going excellent. So 1 tank off and 2 tanks and a fighter off for the UK. All right, so we are left with 1 final round. So we have 4 at 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 at 4 for the Italians. There's the 1 hit we needed. We got 2. So that fighter's gone, but he gets to shoot back. And he got a 3. So, I said I didn't want the territory. It's only 1 IPC. Yeah, I guess I'll kill the fighter and I'll kill the tank. I want to keep on to my aircraft. All right, so the territory is not captured, but we do have 3 Italian fighters and 1 Italian bomber remaining. Which actually, that's excellent. That's exactly what the battle calculator told me. It said that I had a 55% chance of winning with an average of 4 units remaining. So, all right, we'll get these back on the board and keep going here in just a second. All right, we're back in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, and we're going to take all 3 fighters and just move them back to Egypt, along with those other 3 fighters and 2 tactical bombers that are already there in Egypt. The bomber, he has 5 movements remaining. He is also going to move back to Egypt. Yeah, we'll keep him there for now. So we don't take Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, but we do take Persia. So that's up 1 or up 2 for Italy and down 2 for UK. We also take up here Ukraine and Rostov. So that's up 4 for the Italians and down 4 for the Russians. All right, so the Russians are going to go from 20 to 16. The UK is going to go from 26 to 24. And Italy is going to go from 25 to 31. All right, so non-combat movements. We are going to non-combat this anti-aircraft gun from Bessarabia up into western Ukraine. This anti-aircraft gun, other anti-aircraft gun from Bessarabia will move forward to Ukraine. These 2 infantry in Romania will move into Bessarabia. And that is it for non-combat movements. Place units. So we have an air base going in Cairo, Egypt. And we also have a tank, an infantry, and a mech all as well going into Egypt. Italy finishes their turn with 31 IPCs, so they'll collect 25, 31 to use in round 6, which will be coming up shortly. So, at that, I will pass it off to Enderman, or not Enderman, Prozac, to go ahead and start with the FEC turn. Good luck. All right, I forgot to do a quick recap. We have a transport in C-Zone 81. We have a tank, a mech, an infantry, 3 fighters, and a bomber in Egypt. We have 2 infantry in Morocco, 2 infantry in Gibraltar. We have 4 infantry in France, an anti-aircraft gun in northern Italy, an anti-aircraft gun in southern Italy. We have 2 infantry in Bessarabia, an anti-aircraft gun in western Ukraine, an anti-aircraft, an artillery, 2 mechs, and a tank in Ukraine, 3 tanks in Rostov, and 1 mech in Persia. That's it for Italy.